How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bill, and in today's video we're back to working on Matt's Bronco again. This took place a little while ago. We did a bunch of videos together. We had to wait. We did a bunch of work, then we had to wait for parts. So then we had to take everything back apart and rebuild it. So in the last video, and I'll put a link up here, is we showed taking off the bumper. We did the active cruise control relocation. So that's all there. I didn't re-show that in this video. This is just going to go ahead and pick up from where the bumper's already been removed. So if you're not sure how to take the front bumper off, be sure to check out that last video with the active cruise control relocation. And then we'll pick up from that right here where we start making changes to the bumper itself. Now we can go ahead and put the bumper back on. To do that, we got to take these off. Alright, so I took those 4 bolts out. Then we got to take these clips off of here because we're just going to move them back over to that side. And just pop off. This slide those back into place. They're just sliding these clips over on here. Then we can set this plate on and use the same hardware we just took out, and it's going to go right back into. You gotta do the same thing on that, and on this piece here it still has the tow hook on there, which has a 10mm bolt holding it on, so I got to loosen that and remove that. So this will get reused, this piece here won't. Okay, so we got these brackets back on. We weren't sure which way they faced, if these bungs were on the front or the back. Then we realized that since there is a gap here, we need to put the bungs on the back. And then it does matter which side these are on, because it's got this extra piece that clips, and it's going to go to that. And I'll show you here. It just clips around the back side there, and if you have that on the other side, it would be where the plastic is and it wouldn't work. So you need to make sure that that extra top bung is on the outside on both sides. So now we're going to go ahead and attempt to set this up, put it into place, and get 1 bolt started for each side, and then we'll work on getting everything tightened up. Start rolling away. Well, that's as far up as it goes. That gives us something to work with.
Set it on, yeah. Let's see.
I'm gonna maneuver this side. You can get your side going. We got these, the bottom bolts are going into the top holes there, and we're seeing that this doesn't go down all the way to get lined up, and the reason is there is a wiring harness under here, And then when we disconnected it, we're like, oh, well, maybe we can reroute it up above or whatever. Realize it's not connected to anything. And it's held in there. And you can see it's got plugs in there, so it's not connected to anything. So I don't know if that was future mod that they were planning on or what, but looks like it would have power and ground too, so no idea. Maybe it's fog lights or something, but just a strange phantom plug that goes to nowhere on the modular bumpers. Bumper's on, it is lifted into place. It looks much better than it did, but it does stick out this way forward a bit more. So if you're looking at it here, you still got a bit of a gap. But if you're looking at it from straight on, it looks like it sits up where it's supposed to. At least I think. If you're I'm looking at it and I know that it's sticking out, so I can notice that, but definitely better than it was. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh,
Way better than it was. And yeah, it sticks. I don't love how far it sticks out, but I understand because there's nowhere else that you could have, if you pushed in, that it would line up. So yeah, it makes, I understand why it sticks out, but yeah. Anyway, we got these other bolts, or these Z brackets to put on there, and they said that's gonna go over the rear and the back like so, and these bolts are just going to go through. So do the same thing on the other side. All right, so that's going to wrap up the bumper install. We're going to go ahead and button everything up, get his lights put back in there, and get that all buttoned up, and we'll move to the rear bumper and see how that goes. All right, so now we're moving on to the back. As you can see, there's a pretty big gap there between the body and the bumper. Now, a good thing is these clips are really easy to get to. There's one on each side, so that goes to the rear sensors and to the lights. There's one here on this side, one here on this side in the same spot. Normally they're kind of hard to show you, but now that there's that gap there, makes it nice and easy. Just pinch and it should slide off. Easier said than done. Thank you, sir. And then it's going to be the same thing on this side. Just undo that, and then we got some bolts underneath to take off, so we'll go to that. Let me get that other switch done, and then we'll go underneath. All right, so I'm underneath looking up, and underneath the bumper there's these two bolts here. They appear about 18-ish, and then there's these bolts, and this is looking back from the front. There's one on each side here and here that have to come off. So it's just these two 13mm bolts, and then the four 18, I think they're 18. They're smaller than 19, so 18 or 17s. That got to come off, and then the whole bumper just comes right off. It should support itself, if I remember correctly. Otherwise, it'll just fall on me. It's not super heavy, so now this should just pull right off. The Christmas trees are there. Oh. So as you see, the rear bumper comes off fairly easy. These Christmas trees that kind of hold the rear tow hooks on there, kind of go up through there, so they are still holding on a little bit. But we'll keep those in there, so it keeps those hooks on there. And next, we have to take, I believe it's these panels off. Let's double check here. Okay, so we are gonna have to pull those out anyway, because we're gonna replace this piece with this piece, and those are gonna get moved down underneath there. So we can go ahead and do that. Slide that off there. And slide it on there. All right, now just take these 13s. So take those off of there. Every possible piece of harness is attached right there. Doesn't look like we have to transfer any hooks over. And that should sit like so. So new brackets on. Do the same thing over here. Take these old ones off.
Interlake.
See, no instructions came with this, but at least this kind of makes sense looking at everything. Can you hold your side?
Yep.
All right, your side is good.
Okay.
Now just gonna get the bolt
Get
started.
to the side and I'll hold it.
All right, so it's got to get tightened up, but looks like it could sit even high. Well, when I tighten those up, it'll pull it up some, but I thought it would be sitting higher than that already. Well, let me go ahead and tighten those bottom bolts and we'll see what it looks like. Yeah, hold that. There's the link.
I'll see why I need them. Boing.
Yeah. So that doesn't look like that was properly engineered to me, but
It looks like it should have gone up more.
yes. Now, those original bolts we took out, we're gonna put these in, and then where that was originally fastened, we'll do that to give the top some support. But yeah, that looks like it should go up another inch to me.
It's like it's angling it back a little bit too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe
it's
that'll
angled
pull
down. Yeah, hopefully these will pull that forward some. Yeah, I don't know about you, but
Not crazy about it.
no, for the price you paid, you would think it would fit
Yeah, I kind of.
as good as factory did. I took this bolt out. It's on the top of the bumper facing this way, in part of the bracket, and so I'm going to put this in like so and put that bolt back in, and then this is going to sit on part of the frame right outside the body mount, and I'll show that in here in a second. I have to push that bumper in a little bit for that to line up perfectly. So can't get you to push on the top of the bumper there. Oh, that's gonna have to gotta go even more.
Hold on, I gotta put this down.
There it is. Okay.
Okay.
Let me get this bolt started. So
Got a thread?
yep. The bolt we went to, I don't know how well you could see, it's up here at the top, and then we're coming down here and bolting that on there. Now he had to push pretty hard on that top of that bumper to get this to line up. While I'm here, go ahead and connect this connector back. We disconnected earlier before we forget about it. And we can tighten these all down, tighten the other side down. All right, so I don't know how well you can see this, but trying to shine light down there, and you can't really see. But that little bracket there, you see that nut going down there, and going to a bolt right back behind here is the brace going to the top of the bumper, and he had to push the top of that bumper over quite a bit for that first hole to line up, which do the passenger side. We got lucky and did the passenger side first, not realizing, but on the driver's side it's the same thing. You can see it a little bit better there. The bracket, the hole on this side is much harder, going to be much harder to get lined up, but since we did the other side first, this hole just lined up perfectly. There wasn't any pushing involved. So personally, I think the bumper should still sit almost another inch higher.
At least.
Stock, it sat right up under there. I'm not sure why when they designed the brackets they didn't put another inch on them, so it lined up like OEM did. But yeah, that would be my my gripe. As far as installation, the rear was fairly simple to do. We were able to figure that out. Just doesn't make much sense to me why it doesn't go all the way up, but it is what it is. So we got that installed. We put the clips back in. Everything's nice and tight, and then these braces at the top were definitely needed because this was pretty loose and bouncing around, but that's nice and sturdy now. So it's nice and sturdy. It is lifted. It looks better than it did, but it still, in my opinion, isn't right. So anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Thanks, Matt, for bringing it by, letting us experiment with the Bronco relocation kit for the bumpers. The rear one, if I was to provide some feedback for Bronco, was that it needs to come up about an inch. The front looks like it did come up high enough. I just don't like how it sticks out, but I know there's limitations. I kind of understand that. I don't understand why the rear doesn't sit up. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Tattoo Matt 71 on Instagram, and we'll see you guys next time.